Hi guys, Puddin here with a game for you in my Tier 8 German battleship, the mighty Bismarck. Now, my captain's skills are preventative maintenance, high alert, expert marksman, basics of survivability, basic fire training, advanced fire training, and manual AA because I am doing a secondary build. My mods are protect my main battery, longer AA, Damcom 1, Damcom 2, and concealment because I like that instead of target acquisition. Now, I run the protect the main batteries because I just seem to get my guns knocked out a little bit more than I think normal, maybe because I do play such an aggressive game. Now, if you notice at the start here, there are 3 STW guys on the other side. Now, we are all in a voice chat together because we just got done doing an operation and we all thought we would try to do a sync drop, and this is how the chips fell. Now, I tell the DD from the start, I don't know, or I tell him, if he goes and pushes into A, I will follow. I will push hard to back him up. I believe the gentleman says okay, but I'm just trying to let him know that, you know what, somebody will be there to support him. I believe other ships say that they are going to follow suit. Now, I don't know these gentlemen quite well that I am facing, but you know, it doesn't mean I'm going to take them lightly. Now, just because we're on a voice comms doesn't mean I'm going to use that against them. I'm just going to play the way I normally play anyways. I always like to play an aggressive play style. But the reason the enemy Bismarck was shooting AG was, gentleman said this was his first game in his Bismarck. He just recently purchased the ship, and I'm sure he forgot to change shells. But the other thing is, they were asking the other guys in the chat how good of a battleship player I was, because they were saying they're not extremely good battleship captains, and they said Puddin really enjoys his battleships. So I'm going to use that little fair against him. Fair can be, you know, a powerful tool when used correctly, which is why I'm going to try to bully these guys around. Now, I'm not going to put out one fire. I think it's a waste of time. I'm not sure if the Turpus is running a secondary build. Didn't bother asking. I'll find out in a couple seconds when my secondary starts shooting, and if his are or are not. Now, I am turning away because I'm not sure if there's a DD in this area. They were initially coming over here. And usually you're going to come over here if there is going to be support. Now, I didn't have a strong suspicion that there was a DD over here, but I was a little bit hesitant to push for two things. One, I was afraid of a destroyer. I'm going to eat a torp for it. Luckily, I didn't use my Damcom on, or my repair party on one fire. But the other reason is I don't want to push by myself. Usually when I do push, sometimes you just get left high and dry. Luckily for me, I only eat one torpedo, but I'm going to continue to punish the Turpus as much as I can. I get one penetrating strike for 6,000, but the other thing is I don't want to stop the push. I want it to just do a full turn, try to get with these guys, so possibly there's somebody else for the enemy to shoot. Notice the cruiser. I'm a big believer in battleships shoot cruisers because, you know, battleships can just delete cruisers or just absolutely ruin their day. as I do 10,000 damage to this York. Now, unfortunately, this York's low health. I wasn't able to get a Citadel and finish him off. But now he's pretty much low health to where, you know, most people, it's not going to take much to finish him off. I see the Belfast. I immediately switch to him because this guy needs to die. He is a threat to my destroyers. These guys moved up. They pop smoke for me. I get one shell that really connected, and that was just the Citadel. But I want to get rid of him because he's the biggest threat to the destroyers. He's the biggest threat to my team. And he's the biggest threat to us in general. Now, the reason I held my shot is because I saw the torpedoes going. The reason I started shooting instead of waiting to see if somebody else could finish him off was he was smoking. And I don't know if anybody else corrected their shots to the fact that he was smoking. If you see a Belfast smoking, you know he's slowing down. Having played a Belfast, I kind of know some of the speeds that you're going to get at when you slow down. I pull a Notzer just to make sure my rear turrets can get into play and finish off the Belfast. I'm also trying to finish off the York because it's one less gun that the enemy will have in a game. Luckily, my back turrets finish him off. Now, I am sending compliments to the destroyer, and I'm sending a compliment to one of the STW guys on the other side, which is partly why I'm just kind of backing up and not even shooting. But, you know, there's really nothing else for me to shoot at, so you might as well take shots in on this Myogi. I do think our DD's got a little bit carried a little bit CV tunnel vision, but luckily at least somebody in chat said, hey, you know, you guys are getting too far. There's no real reason to go really run after. You know, wait for help, wait for somebody to at least give you AA. I believe our Bismarck also gets a little bit CV tunnel vision, but you know what? If it keeps the planes off of me, fine. There is a cruiser back in that area. You know what? I'll just let him deal with them. Now, I'm kind of holding my shot. One, 17 kilometers, kind of a hit or miss with German battleships. And the Charles Martel is a little bit closer. Now, I noticed the Tirpitz is moving at, I'm suspecting, a quarter speed forward. I aim a little bit too far forward. I might as well shoot at the Tirpitz because, you know, he's showing me enough of his side to where I could do a lot of damage. Number two, I can't see the Charles, and he is running away. I might as well take the shots at the easier of the two targets, especially when they're offering me something like that. Now there you can see I aimed right at the nose because I knew he wasn't going fast enough to outrun those shots, as I get a nice 8,000 damage done to him. Now I'm keeping my guns pointed this way because I didn't notice if he died. And I believe right there was the kill shot, but I'm putting my plane up to see if I can get spots in on the Charles. I'm just going to let our friendly Bismarck up north and DD deal with the stuff that is up north. I'm going to do what I can to support the guys at B. I do believe somebody calls out or is about to call out to shoot at the NC. So, you know what? If somebody's asking for help, I might as well try to offer it because at least I know one other person is shooting at this guy. A focus fire helps out a lot when dealing with ships. So even if I just do 1 or 2,000 damage, it's 1 or less. It's 1 or 2,000 less damage somebody else has to do to him. Luckily for me, I only do, or unfortunate for me, I only do 3,000. pop my heel because I know really nobody's looking at me. They're all looking at the ships that are on the south. They're easier targets. I'm going to continue to fire one more salvo at this NC. I aimed up a little bit high because I noticed on the minimap he is sailing away from me, not towards me. I notice he's going to make a turn. He's burning. There's no point to shoot at him. I might as well move on to the 2nd North Carolina. Now, notice my guns really aren't going to be loaded. The guy's not going to present the best target. So I was getting my guns to see if I could get the carrier, but I might as well shoot the cruiser. I aimed at center of the cruiser because he's full broadside to me. I figured he was going to move forward, which is why I just aimed at center, because at least I felt some of the shots, if he did get moving forward before they land, they would still hit and do damage. Luckily for me, I citadeled him, popped the hydro because I know torpedoes are on the way, turn into the torpedoes, just because if I did misjudge him launching them, if he didn't launch them, or whatever, that I would minimize torpedo damage from me. Now, I have more health than the enemy Bismarck now, so my game plan is to get on sea, around the island, even if I'm full broadside to him, because I can take the hit to where he cannot at this point. Now, the other thing is you cannot see in the replays when I select a target for my secondaries, but considering I have manual secondaries, they do not shoot until I have a ship targeted. Now, considering that my game plan is to shoot him, my secondaries are already targeted on him. At this point, I noticed that the carrier is AS, which means he's 2 fighters, 2 bombers, so I'm not worried about the carrier per se. I'm not worried about I'm not worried about tour planes coming in and just absolutely wrecking my day. I know the dive bombers can be very nasty, but they're still a little bit RNG based. I am targeting the planes for my AA because, well, why not? Get my fighter out into this. But as you can see, the Bismarck is trying to wait for me to round a corner. Like I said, he's not moving fast. I can see that. Aimed right at his nose, I get a nice 12,000 damage. As you can see, he didn't do as much to me. A lot of this damage is coming from the fires, the secondaries, and from the enemy carrier. And this is what I mean by I knew I could afford to take the hits to where he could not. I hit my repair party because just due to the fact of all the fires. I hit my heel because I might as well get that going to try to keep myself alive as long as possible. And unfortunate for me, one of his secondaries sets me on fire just as he dies. Take a shot at the North Carolina because I notice I'm sitting at 4 kills. I am trying to target the enemy Bismarck's spotter plane because I don't want the CV to know that I am now rushing him. Now, instead of sitting on cap and capping it and getting the experience that way, I'm being greedy. I'm sitting at 4 kills. The carrier is literally right there. His last known position is well within my secondaries. So I'm just going to go for it. And at this point, I did ask the guys, hey, is this guy stopping or is he advancing? I'm just curious, did he turn around? Just to see, what this guy is doing, which is the reason why I shot the guy's plane down, because the enemy CV couldn't see what I'm doing. The only indication he had is going by the cap. I'm holding my shot until he's just about bow on, because that means these shells have to travel the entire distance of him, which gives me the best chance for these things to do a lot of damage. And as you can see, they did. Now, I know I can survive at least 1, possibly 2 attacks, depending on how well he pulls them off. I got my fire. He used his stamp com. He's broadside. There's a citadel. And at this point, I'm just like, all I gotta do is get a fire. This guy's guaranteed to die. Of course, I'm going to get the fire. This guy's plane's not going to be able to get to me in time. Going to get the kill. So now we are going to go just check out the post-battle results.
Enemy aircraft carrier sunk.
121,000 damage, fireproof, dreadnought, Kraken unleashed, and with those 5 glorious ships I sent to the bottom of the sea, I'm number 1 on the team with base experience of 1900. I'm sure shooting down the planes helped out a lot. I made some money. Might as well show you guys the screen just so you guys can see what that is. I do run premium camo. 109,000 damage coming from my main battery, 9,500 from the secondaries, and 2,500 from the fires my secondaries did set. I hope you guys really did enjoy this replay. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. Remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. I did compliment those 2 DDs again after the game, as well as obviously compliment the STW guys again, because this was my last game of the night, so I just used all my compliments up. So just remember, we are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I hope you all have a great day.